All right, ladies and gentlemen, another Sunday, another chance for me to do my reactions for all of you for One Piece, My Hero Academia, and Jujutsu Kaisen. We got a busy hour, 2 hours or so yeah. Let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Good to see you, Ravi. Good to see you, Ogata-san. Good to see you, Psycho. Let's do this. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. In the last chapter, we saw Kid Killer and the entire Kid Pirates get one shot by Shanks and Dorian Broggy. Shanks did the most critical blow, whereas Dorian Broggy pretty much dealt the finishing blow. Shanks bodied both Kid and Killer in one go using Divine Departure. And then Dorian Broggy used Hakoku Sovereignty to completely destroy the Kid Pirates Victoria Punk. And that's all we left out on. So I don't know what this chapter is going to hold for us today. I don't know if we're going back to Egghead. I don't know if we're continuing with Shanks. This is the 1080th chapter of One Piece. Literally 20 chapters away before we hit 1100 chapters of One Piece. Think about that. We are 20 chapters away from hitting 1100 in One Piece. Good Lord. But let's go ahead and get started with chapter 1080. Bring it up. The Hero of Legend. The Hero of Legend? What? Chapter 1080, The Hero of Legend. And we got a reader request because we're done with the Unemotionless Excursion. Now we're going back to color page requests now. Reader requests Kawamatsu and Hiyori enjoying origami by Aoi Akamine. So that's nice and wholesome. Another chance for Hiyori and Kawamatsu to spend time together after all the time Kawamatsu was looking after Hiyori at a young age. And then she got spirited away by Denjiro, and it's a wholesome thing seeing both Kawamatsu and Hiyori enjoying time where times are actually good in Wano now. It's nice that they can enjoy this without thinking like, oh, we gotta be careful what we do here. We can't have you get caught or anything. No, everything is fine in Wano. I'm happy. I'm happy that things turned out in Wano the way they did. But let's continue on with this chapter. Oh, we're here. We're here at Pirate Fullerled. Remember Garp said he was heading here. I'm not even going to look at the secondary page. I'm not even going to look at it. Matter of fact, let me do this. Singular page only. All right, I didn't see it. Pirate Island Fullerled in the New World. Captain Kobe's escaped!
What? Really? Woohoo! If he escapes, he's not the Commodore's anymore, is he? How much for killing him? We don't gotta put any money on him. The Cross Guild will pay for it.
There's a bounty on Kobe in the Cross Guild. Because remember, the Cross Guild is essentially what the Navy is essentially for pirates what the Navy does to pirates, putting bounty on pirates and for them to be hunted down. The Cross Guild is the reverse, putting bounties on Marines to hunt them down. And there's a bounty on Kobe. Okay.
The Cross Guild will pay for it. I got my money on him winning straight up. The payout's huge. How much for killing him? A 5-star bounty? That's worth 5 treasure chests, roughly 500 million berries. Normally, Navy captains are only 1 star.
And we cut to Island Fullerled. Where what the heck? Okay, so y'all know the skull of Island Fullerled. It's talking. Like it's actually moving.
Huh? Something's tickling around my left pack. That's where the slaves heading to Meowkit are stored.
Meowkit, this is Avalopizarro. But is this... Wait a minute. Is this Avalopizarro? Is this what he's doing? Is he making the skull move?
Something's tickling around my left pec. That's where the slaves are headed to Meowkit are stored. We gotta break out on our hands!
And this is someone who completely... We gotta break out on our hands!
Oh, can we hunt them too, Pizarro? Don't even think of Meowkit. Keep your greedy fingers to yourself. Just bring them back and don't kill Kobe, or I'll tell Teach about this.
Why is the rock talking? And then it cuts to Kobe, who's holding his, It cuts to Kobe, who's holding, like, this ball and chain that's attached to him. He's already onto us. We have to hurry. Navy HQ captain, in sword, Kobe. Well, he's a captain, but he's also in sword. Navy HQ captain, and also sword, Kobe. Thank you, Captain Kobe. You could have escaped on your own, but you saved us too. I'll be a decoy. Stay on the move and get to safety. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Take out Kobe.
He's a true saint. Oh, we're seeing what all the others have. We're seeing what all other devil fruits... Oh, Lord Jesus. I gotta stand up. Okay. This thing's already... Okay. Y'all know how I felt when the Blackbeard pirates showed off brand new powers for people like Jesus Burgess and Van Augur and Doc Q. Now we get Shiryu and we get Avalopizarro. All of the members of Blackbeard's crew have devil fruit powers now. But the guys, I'm overstepping myself. He's a true saint. And then it cuts to Shiryu going, You could have just grabbed them yourself, Pizarro. Shiryu of the Rain, Clear Fruit, Invisible Man. Devil fruit stolen from Absalom because they killed him and took his power.
I'd rather not have Teach up in my ear about it later. I'll only bust up the joint.
Avalopizarro, the corrupt king, Isle Fruit, Island Man. This man has a devil fruit that lets him take control of a whole island? Excuse me? Isle Fruit, Island Man. Island Man, take me by the hand. You control the land. What? Avalopizarro, the corrupt king, Isle Fruit, Island Man. And then it cuts to someone floating on a bubble outside, and it looks like a Vasco shot. Can I go then?
Vasco shot, what do you gotta do, huh?
And Shiryu doesn't say anything. Oh, we have a Vasco's devil fruit now. They won't be able to escape if we burn the town down, eh? And it shows Vasco shot, whose appearance has changed. He's got like makeup over him. He's got like makeup over his lips, and he has like a different look, but he's still, and his nose is real red. I can't tell if his nose is really red from drinking or it's because he colored that much. Vasco shot, heavy drinker, the glug fruit, Booze Man. This man has a devil fruit that is based on booze. He's a drunk man. The glug fruit? The heck? They won't be able to escape if we burn it down now, eh?
Hey, don't you dare! No fire's gonna go out. No fire's going out of control. Teach will be furious!
And then Vasco Shot is just drinking a giant gourd full of whatever he wants.
They only just finished repairing Rocky Ford.
Hey, it's better than leaving it up to Wolf, eh? And then he starts drinking, and then it cuts to San Juan Wolf. We get his devil fruit. We've always known that this man had a devil fruit power, but we didn't know what it was called. And now we do. San Juan Wolf, the great battleship, huge fruit, gigantification man.
Nah, don't even mention him.
Wow, so we have the Isle fruit, we have the Glug Glug fruit, and now we have the huge fruit. We are only on page 5, okay? We're only on page 5 because I still got it on singular chapters. And San Juan Wolf is just snoring, sleeping. The dude is as big as the entire city itself. He's almost as big as the skull of Pirate Island Full of Lead. And then it cuts to Kobe as he's running, and it cuts to other pirates there going,
"Ah, I found him!"
Darn it, I don't think I can shake him. I just have to keep them distracted until everyone else can escape to sea. And then it cuts to back then. Apparently back then.
Kobe the hero. Let me tell you, I got a plan to turn Pirate Island here into its own country. One that's a member of the world government. And I'll be the king. Blackbeard Kingdom. How does that sound?
And then it cuts to Teach as he's just chilling there. We see Van Augur, and we also see Kuzan in the background, standing next to him. Because that's not Lafitte, that's no one else. That's Kuzan standing right next to Van Augur back then. But Kobe says, "Don't be ridiculous. You know that will never fly. A country of criminals?"
Now don't go trampling on a man's dreams. Besides, I'm using your life as a bargaining chip. If the government and Navy give in to terrorists...
Oh wait, is Kobe saying this? If the government and Navy give in to terrorist acts like these, then all hope is truly lost. Anyway, it's not going to work. I'm a member of SWORD. And then Kuzan tilts his head. He tilts his head like, huh? This is going to be the first time we hear This is the first time we see Kuzan chilling with Blackbeard. And woo! Oda, this chapter. My brain is trying to process everything that's happening right now. We are not only getting revealed the devil fruits of the rest of the Blackbeard pirates, but we are also seeing Kuzan interacting with the Blackbeard pirates on a conversational level. But as soon as Kobe mentions SWORD, Kuzan tilts his head, and then Blackbeard just goes,
"SWORD? That's supposed to mean something?"
And then Kuzan goes, he's right. It won't work. Give up on the deal, Teach. And then Teach is all like, huh? What it means is he's Navy, but he ain't Navy. He's turned in his Marine code. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? If you're a member of SWORD, does that mean that no one takes you seriously what does that mean? What do you mean? Turned in your Marine code. What it means is he's Navy, but he ain't Navy. He's turned in his Marine code. He's turned in his Marine code. And then Teach is all like, huh? Oh, we get to, woo, we're getting told what SWORD is. We're getting told what SWORD is. And Kuzan explains. Think of SWORD as sailors who have already submitted their resignations. It means they can choose to fight the 4 emperors if they want without needing permission from above. They can also ignore any and all orders they choose. They're wild card commandos. In exchange, the Navy assumes no responsibility for their actions and can cut them loose at any moment.
I see what you're saying. So that explains the folks who came charging straight for us. Unlike the usual mopes who sit around waiting for clearance. I like your style. But I'm not changing plans. I'll take this tactic as far as it'll go. Can the Navy really afford to abandon you to the cruel winds of fate when you're known as a hero far and wide? I'll put the question to the world, and the damage it'll do to the government will be deep indeed.
Wow. Teach, see, here's the scary thing about Teach. He's tactical. He's incredibly tactical for him to be a pirate.
Keep 'em in chains until then. This'll be fun. And don't let 'em escape.
Yes, sir. And then it cuts to Kobe, who's steadily running away. And then it cuts to pirates going,
Get back here, Kobe!
and Kobe's running for his life. And then it cuts, I'm sorry? We get another flashback where Perona is the one who broke out Kobe.
Hey, you! I'll help bust you out as long as you free Moria from the cell in the back.
I had to team up with a pirate, but I'm out of better options right now. There are three Navy sailors in the port. Huh? Navy? That can't be right.
Watch out! They're tough! Yeah!
Maybe someone came to rescue me? No, don't hope. It's arrogant. I'm ashamed of myself. Part of him is all like, maybe someone actually came to rescue me. And he's all like, no, I can't think that because I'm no longer considered like fully Navy anymore. Don't think, that's arrogant of me to think that someone actually came to get me. He's actually chastising himself for thinking that someone would want to rescue him. And then he thinks it's arrogant to think that someone will want to rescue him. I'm ashamed of myself.
Who are they? Why are they so strong?
They're headed right for the middle of town!
What are they after?
Stop them!
Huh?
The bullets don't work!
What do you mean the bullets don't work? Who are they fighting? And then it cuts to, it's a whole bunch of Navy these jokers are big. Like these big Navy bodybuilder huge dudes are just bodying so many of these other pirates.
The bullets don't work! Ah!
I've had enough out of you. Yeah, off with his head.
And then one pirate cuts off the head of one dude. And the dude falls to the ground, and then his body starts to reform. Is this a new Logia? Are we about to see a new Logia power?
What? Logia? He looks just like Clay.
Is this a clay fruit? A clay Logia fruit? And then it cuts to a building that looks like it's moving, and then pirates going,
is it just me, or did that building just move? How much have you drunk? You're seeing things.
Which way did Kobe go?
And then it cuts to a woman in the background going,
Go on, behave yourself. Keep moving.
There's a weird lady here. Who is that?
And she has what looks like some sort of whip or whip sword.
Come on, act lively. Wipe that pathetic look off your face.
She's whipping the building?
What? Why are you staring at me?
Huh? She's in the Navy!
What's the matter? Never seen a Navy woman before? Come closer, you sweet young things.
Navy HQ Rear Admiral of Sword, Kujaku, granddaughter of Suru! Granddaughter of Suru? Granddaughter of Suru, the Great Advisor, using the whip fruit. Discipline woman. I can already hear them. The men waiting in line to be whipped by this woman. I can hear them. I can hear them. They're standing in line silently waiting for their turn. I can hear them. Navy HQ, we're getting introduced to so many people. Navy HQ Rear Admiral Sword Kujaku, granddaughter of Sudu, not great-granddaughter, but granddaughter of Sudu, the Great Advisor, whip fruit, discipline woman.
I'll whip you into shape.
And then they're all like, but it also has like a heart. They're kind of, the exclaim of these pirates is almost like they're kind of into it. Because they got a heart in there, but they're questioning it, but they're kind of into it.
We got you surrounded, Kobe. Open fire. Everyone shoot. All at the same time.
No, I'm blocked in.
I guess this is it for me. No, I'm blocked in. I guess this is it for me.
Fire!
And then all of their bullets turn into flowers. I'm sorry. What? all of their bullets turn into flowers.
Huh? Flowers? What the?
Oh, it's so pretty.
Pretty stupid. What is this? Why are there flowers in my gun? They're GP flowers. But who did it?
Huh? Hey, buddy, what are you doing here?
Captain Kobe, over here. Don't listen, don't take this the wrong way. But if you're hungry, I packed a lunch for you. I shot them with flower rounds. They can't use their weapons.
Navy HQ Lieutenant Commander of Sword, Hibari. She shot flower rounds, the same rounds that Vegapunk created. Remember, during the an emotionless excursion, this is the same type of thing that won Vegapunk a Nobel Peace Prize. The GP flowers, gunpowder flowers. This is what he won a Nobel Peace Prize for, much to the agitation of Caesar and Judge. Hibari is using these very same rounds.
I shot them with flower rounds. They can't use their weapons.
Navy HQ Lieutenant Commander of Sword, Hibari.
How's it coming, Prince?
Perfect timing. I just finished up and Kobe's fine. How about you?
We're all set.
Gollum. Yo? Navy HQ Rear Admiral of Sword, Prince Gruss, with the Glorp fruit, Clayman. So, those individuals we saw running head first, bodying all these pirates, they're not even real. They were made by Prince Gruss. Cause it's not a Logia, but it's a Paramecia type that allows him to create clay individuals that can still reform themselves even if they're dismembered. Oh, the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia just got bigger. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting way too excited here. Please forgive me. I hope my stream is still going smoothly. It is. Let's keep going. Navy HQ Rear Admiral of Sword, Prince Gruss, Glorp Fruit, Glorp. That is how you say it. Glorp Fruit, Clayman. How about you?
We're all set.
Bring her down right in the middle.
Hey, was this square always so cramped? Did the buildings move in?
Because all the pirates who were surrounding Kobe have been slowly pushed in as apparently the buildings themselves moved to close in all these pirates. And then it cuts to Tashigi. It's Tashigi. She goes, "We're ready to go." And then it cuts to Helmeppo. He goes, "Hang on tight." And then it cuts to Garp, who's going, "Charge!" And then an entire Garp's battleship, not an entire battleship, but Garp's battleship goes sailing from the ocean into the air. First of all, how did that happen? I'm sorry. It goes sailing into the air, head first into Pirate Island. My question is, how are you going to get it out? Well, it's Garp. He's strong. He might just throw the ship right out of the island again. But his ship is just sailing into the island. And everyone is looking up going, huh? Ah!
A Navy battleship is coming out of the sky towards us!
Why? What does it mean? And I see someone on the tip of the ship itself standing there. And Kobe is looking like, a battleship? Who's on board? Just run for it! I can't, it's still crowded! Look, at the prow! No way! I thought he retired! It's the hero of legend! Vice Admiral Garp! And it cuts to, I love Garp's laugh. Vice! And he's just flexing. He's just flexing. Vice Admiral Garp! And Shudio gets alerted. Huh?
Run for your lives! Get off the island!
And Vasco Shot is there as well, smiling. Vasco Shot, he's always have this drunk look on his face, but here, he's drawing in on his inner Pennywise, isn't he? He's got like an angry look on his face, but he still's got that drunk smile.
Get off the island! Well, there's no escape from the square!
And then Garp jumps up. Hold up just one cotton picking minute here. Hold up just one cotton picking minute here. Garp charges into the air. And then black lightning start. Oh my. He jumps up in the air, prepares a fist, and he goes,
Hey, pirates!
Vice Admiral Garp.
Do you have any idea who you've taken prisoner? Kobe is the future of the Navy. What's more, he's my protege!
Why? Did he do this for me? And let me cut to a double spread panel here. And then Garp charges up a fist. He's airborne and he goes,
Galaxy Impact!
He's airborne. And he just punches in the direction of the ground. And the entire city implodes. Garp can use Conquerors. Stop. 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 He jumps in the air, hockeys up his arm, and then he just punches. He's still high above the city, but he punches towards the city. And a shockwave with black lightning emanating from it just implodes the entire city. Garp is One Punch Man. Garp is Saitama. This is the first named attack we have ever gotten from Garp. And the first time we see him use it, he destroys a city with one punch. King Elizabello, who? Who cares about King Punch? Garp can destroy cities! He doesn't need to charge up for several days. He just hockeys up. My good, the fact that I'm at a loss for words. Galaxy Impact. And that's the end of the chapter. "12 people? 12 people? Where did all y'all come from?" Ah. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me look at this chapter. I thought we went from seeing... And I'm pulling up chapter 1000. I only said chapter 1080. And in the listings, it pulls up different news outlets talking about like, One Piece, it like news feeds talking about Garp, saying One Piece reveals Garp is so much more powerful than we initially thought. The hero of legend. Yo my goodness. Short summary, at Hachinosu, Kobe is freed with Perona as it is revealed that Blackbeard originally captured him in a failed plot for their island to be recognized as a country by the world government. The Blackbeard pirates, led by the commander still on the island, attempt to recapture him, only for Sword to arrive, where they demonstrate the powers of their Devil Fruit abilities, of their Devil Fruits, and Garp's hockey abilities. hold up. Let's just go through the chapter notes real quick. Good God, good God, good God, God. Okay. I'll look at your comments here in a sec. I want to go through these notes. Chapter notes. Koby has managed to escape from Hachinosu's prison thanks to Perona. Perona only released him if he promised to help free Moria. And since Koby is already free, that must mean that Moria is free as well. Which also kind of squashes a little theory of possibly that Blackbeard killed Moria in order to get his hands on the Shadow Fruit. So that's already been pretty much pushed off to the side because the only way that Koby would be out is if Moria got out. So that must mean that Moria's alive, so that theory is now out of the window. Koby is worth 5 stars, equaling 500 million berries, according to the Cross Guild bounty system. Koby brings other prisoners with him and is chased by Blackbeard's men, acting as a decoy. Blackbeard intends to turn Hachinosu into an official country under the world government with himself as its king, using Koby as a potential bargaining chip. Kuzan explains to Teach the nature of sword. We now know what sword is. It's basically like the G.I. Joes. They don't answer to any government, but the governments can't take any responsibility for them because they act autonomously. And they don't have to follow rules and regulations of the Navy. Everyone else has to follow up the chain of command if they so-called want to take on a Yonko. Sword does not. If they want to take on a Yonko, they could just roll up and do it. They don't have to worry about paperwork, chain of command, or asking permission. They are the ones who do things before anyone else questions it. They are the Republic Commandos of the Navy. They're basically like the Bad Batch. Still need to watch that newest season. I'm interested in it. I'll check it out later. Kuzan explains to Teach the nature of sword. Blackbeard decides to exploit Koby's status as a hero in order to pressure the world government into his demands. Avalokitesaro is revealed to have eaten the Shima Shima no Mi, which is the Isle fruit. Vasco Shot is revealed to have eaten the Gabu Gabu no Mi, which is the Glug Glug fruit. Sanwan Wolf, who is seen for the first time since the time skip, is revealed to have eaten the Deka Deka no Mi. So, if I go back to this chapter, the thing is, this is only One Piece. I still got My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. Lord Jesus, I know this is Resurrection Sunday. It's just like, but this feels like Christmas. But if we go back and we see Sanwan Wolf, Sanwan Wolf is massive. And the thing is, we never even seen Sanwan Wolf on the lower half of his body. We only seen like the upper half. This is the closest we ever seen of Sanwan Wolf and his lower body. We see his belt, but we don't see his legs. We still don't see his lower half. But this whole thing, this chapter confirms that Garp has always been able to use conquerors. He has always been able to use conquerors, which fully, even more, solidifies that Garp would have easily killed the Kainu back then during the Marineford War. This chapter just confirms fully that Garp was fully capable of killing a Kainu right then and there. Because he knows how to use Conqueror's Haki emission. He doesn't need to touch anybody to hit them. That's scary. Sengoku literally saved a Kainu's life that day. But going back to this, Sword starts an attack on Hachinosu. Kujaku, the granddaughter of Sudu, who has the Muchi Muchi no Mi, can make objects obey her with her whip-like sword. So we're getting explained what this is. So her whip fruit ability basically commands whatever she whips. That includes inanimate objects. Objects that should not even be able to move obey her. That's kind of scary when you think about it. Prince Gruss has the Gunyo no Mi, which allows him to manipulate a clay-like substance and also create golems, like he created beforehand. And basically the people we saw beforehand bodying all those pirates are basically golems created by Prince Gruss. He body utilizes Vegapunk's invention that makes guns trigger flowers instead of bullets in battle. Just like I said, I knew it. I remember from that cover story. Garp invades Hachinosu by launching his ship into the sky. How did he do this? He doesn't have a coup de burst like the Thousand Sunny does, so how did he launch his whole ship into the air with him still on it? Huh? Unless he... No. It wasn't Kujaku because Kujaku was already inland when this took place. So how did he launch his own ship out of the ocean into the city? Tashigi and Helmeppo accompany Garp on his ship. Garp attacks Blackbeard's men from above with an advanced Haoshoku and advanced Bushoku Haki attack, destroying several buildings in the process. They're being very generous saying several buildings when he basically just cratered a whole city. All right, now let's see your comments. Now let's see all your comments. All right, let the fun begin. Greetings and salutation. Good to see you, Ozzy. It's good to see you, CJ. Cohagen, I believe I mentioned you, but if I didn't, good to see you. Grant, good to see you as well. Zoro's jealous of Vasco Shots Devil Fruit. Topa. It's Vasco Shots. Pizzaro's power are an upgrade of Pika Stone powers. Basically Pika, but without the funny voice. Yeah, Pika is basically a stone assimilation man. But Pizarro is basically Krakoa of Marvel. He's basically able to take control of an entire island. Not just stone, but the whole island. We don't even know the scope of it. The man of the hour, Marshall D. Cheech, teaches about as delusional as York. How is it voicing Kuzan for the first time? Well, I'm going to have to get used to it because if you guys didn't pay attention to my community posts, I'm going to be reading One Piece from the very first volume all the way to volume 82. Because I think it's unfair for me to have the start of volume 83 onwards, chapters 828 on the channel, and I don't even have the beginning of the story. So I'm gonna have to get used to using that voice because I'm going through the entirety of One Piece from chapter 1 to chapter 827. It's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna do it. Sword is a legal loophole in the Navy. We're getting a very good layout of Blackbeard's throne room since 925. It's been a while, Ogata. In other news, Rocky Port, the place where Kobe became famous, is just revealed to be in Hachinosu. Yes, that's like, I don't think we've always known that Rocky Port was in Hachinosu because during that whole event, Blackbeard took down one of the former members of Rock's pirates, and Kobe was there as well. And when the former member of the Rock's Pirates was already the person presiding over Hachinosu. So when he beat him, he pretty much took control of Hachinosu at the same time, and the Rocky Port just happens to be at that same place. We already know this. It's just like a reformation in this chapter. Perona said she was headed for a full lead back in 925, which is 4 years ago in late 2018. Good God, it was 4 years ago in real time when Perona said she was going here. This is the first time we're seeing her 4 years later. 4 years later? Hello, nurse. Sadie, you have some competition. Good catch, Kyushu. I thought I was the only one to catch the Vegapunk connection. Funny enough, everyone's grandchildren joined the Navy but Garp's. We are proud of you, Luffy. So those navies were clay the whole time. Garp was inspired by the Thousand Sunny. Garp has seen Kuda Burst, and he said, I want that on my ship. Shiryu and Vasco Shot ready for the smoke. Look, there's a reason why Garp is regarded as one of the strongest people in... Okay, Garp is one of the strongest peoples in this series now. Even more so than all before. It'd be funny if he did it with brute force. Holy Garp, since I respect your channel, I'll keep it clean. Y'all can say what y'all want, just don't go overboard. Garp has Conqueror's Haki confirmed. See, I originally thought that the only person who had Conquerors was Sengoku, because it was revealed through SBS that, well, not the SBS, but through Viva Card's collection, that Sengoku has Conquerors. But now we know that Garp has Conquerors. And on top of his vastly superior use of armament Haki, this man was able to clash with Roger on a regular basis. Think about the fights they would have had, the clashes they would have had. Conqueror's Haki user versus Conqueror's Haki user. Even greater than that of Roger versus Whitebeard. We thought Roger versus Whitebeard was in their prime was something. Roger versus Garp, two Conqueror's Haki users in their prime? That's a fight I gotta see. All who Garp the Fist? Also, JD Legend said that too. Seems like Advanced Conqueror's Haki, the man that had weekly death fights with Roger. They've cornered each other numerous times. Make way for Monkey D, ICBM Garp. Garp Small nuked that city. The dude nuked the city with the aftershock of his fist. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm going to Garp right now. We're going to see his capabilities. That is crazy. This man can use Conquerors. So if I go right here, let me see right here. Physical capabilities. Garp's physical strength is considered legendary. At his best, he had monstrous punching power at his disposal, with his epithet, Garp the Fist, attesting to the immense power of his punches. He claimed to have crushed 8 mountains during his training to face Qinzhao. That doesn't seem so unlikely given the fact that Conquerors can give you such a massive power boost. And given the fact that Garp can do this to an entire city, him destroying mountains doesn't seem far-fetched. This is proven when he was able to dent Qinzhao's drill head, which was powerful enough to split the immensely hard ice continent in two with relative ease. It is evident Whitebeard respects Garp's strength as he mentioned him during his talks with Shanks. Even in old age, Garp is still bodying everything. Garp still remains powerful, being able to launch iron cannonballs like baseballs at higher velocities than if they were fired from a real cannon, break through brick walls and cannon supports with his fists, and carry and throw a giant ball and chain many times bigger than the Thousand Sunny. During the Marineford Summit War, it can be seen that he can defeat a mystical zone user like Marco with a single blow, and in the anime, Garp took down Jesus Burgess, a master fighter with titanic physical strength, effortlessly. In addition to his strength, Garp also has tremendous levels of durability and tolerance to pain, as seen when he was slashed by Captain Morgan's axe hand, only to recover only seconds later with no obvious pain and apparently oblivious to the fact that he was struck at all. In fact, when informed by one of the Marines that he was nearly killed, he mistook this for one of the men being killed. It was only when he saw the wound did he realize what happened, as he fell asleep before being attacked. He was able to get back on his feet after allowing himself to be punched by Luffy and Gear 2nd at point-blank range without losing consciousness, and was still able to fight the Blackbeard pirates along with Sengoku. Garp also is shown to be extremely fast and agile, as he managed to bypass all of the Straw Hats in order to get to a sleeping Luffy. He was able to instantly jump to Marco in his Phoenix form, this being an observation Haki user, with no problem. So here's my thing. Well, actually, you know what? No, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time we have a named attack. But we got Galaxy Impact here, but there's no description for it. But it's essentially Garp punching in a direction with a combination of advanced Conquerors and advanced armament, and then the resulting shockwave just nuking the entire city. Sakazuki should be thanking Sengoku for saving his miserable life. Put some respect on Garp's name. Look, this is the reason why whenever I see characters that look like Garp, they're just called Garp. I don't ever see people like Gogun He and it's all like, hey, Garp looks like Gogun He. No, Gogun He looks like Garp. It was to be expected. After all, Garp was 1v1 with Goldie Roger and the Rocks Pirates, and the cherry on top, we still don't know what Dragon can do, and he didn't die. Yep, Garp definitely could have killed or beaten could have beaten or killed Sakazuki back then. Beautiful chapter, beautiful chapter. We see Garp the Fist today, ladies and gentlemen. That is substantial. I didn't think we were going to get Shanks last week bodying the kid pirates and showing him that he's not a Yonko to be trifled with. And then we get another monumentally large chapter where we see Garp show up and he's all like, yeah, do you know who you just stole? You stole my protege, the future of the Marines. And then he proceeds to galaxy impact an entire city. He doesn't even touch it. He's just in the air. That looks like a good spot. Wait for it. Boom! The whole city just implodes. God is good. Thank you, God. Thank you, Oda. Good God. Was Garp always been that strong, or was he holding back? I feel like he was holding back. When Roger was no longer around, there was no one else to really challenge him when you think about it. Because Roger was the only one to effortlessly challenge, Garp on a regular basis consistently. We never heard of Shiki the Golden Lion clashing with Garp evenly. Sure, he gave the Marines some trouble, but he was never on the same instance as Roger. So I feel like after Roger died, there was really no one else that could give Garp like a hard time when you think about it. Hopefully Dragon will show out soon, making for a trifecta. And we thought what Shanks did was wild. Did people forget that Garp went toe-to-toe with the likes of Roger, Rox, and etc.? Also, break next week. See, my page didn't update when it showed the newest chapter that we're supposed to be getting. But I guess it happened during... Because it doesn't show here on Viz. It's weird that it doesn't show that we're going on break. But if we're going on break, yeah. Also, who the heck is the ship to Egghead? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Because to account for all of the Devil Fruit users in Teach's crew, we've seen Avalokitesaro, we've seen Vasco Shot, Shiryu, we've accounted for Kuzan, who was there. We don't know if he's still currently there now, but the ones that we haven't seen lately are Lafitte and Katarina Devon. Van Augur was around when Blackbeard was talking to them as well, but the thing is, while all of this is going on, Teach and the people I just mentioned, the only people who are on Hachinosu that we can visibly see is Vasco Shot, Avalokitesaro, San Juan Wolf, and Shiryu of the Rain. They're all the only ones that we see that are actually on the island, which means that Van Augur, Blackbeard, Kuzan, Lafitte, Katarina Devon, and I think Doc Q as well, they're probably off of the island. Because the way Avalo speaks, he speaks as if Teach is not even there. So that means that Teach is still out. So it's anyone's guess which one of the members that are not on Hachinosu right now is the ship heading to Egghead right now. Garp was eating Divine Departure for breakfast in his prime. Think about that. Divine Departure is an attack that Roger revealed that he can use, and Shanks took it upon himself to copy that move. How many times has Garp gone up against that Divine Departure? How many times? How many times has Roger gone up against that earth-shattering galaxy impact? Questions! Where are you reading all these details about Garp from? I'm reading it from the wiki. The official, the fan wiki of One Piece, but it's also a wiki that Oda follows as well, because he's like, hey, I forget something sometimes, so I come to the wiki to, get recollections here and there, because Oda doesn't remember everything, but he did audibly say that the wiki does help him out sometimes. But the One Piece wiki, just type in One Piece wiki, and you can read up on everything. Everything. So much detail. Garp is that guy. Yeah! Blackbeard's gonna be so mad when he gets back to Pirate Island. We thought Kaido and Luffy had no equal. Now we know. Yeah. Where are the people who said Garp versus Roger was like Luffy versus Smoker? Who said that? Who would say such drivel? The funny thing is, this is 80-year-old Garp doing just an opening attack while in midair, 100 feet above the ground, not even making contact, and he destroyed a city. This is 80-year-old Garp. This isn't even Garp at his prime, and he destroyed a ton of buildings just with conquerors. A conqueror's fist. He destroyed. He's 80. He's old. And he did that. Can you imagine what would not be left if he was in his prime doing this? Hold on, let me see what the rest of you said. I'm guessing San Juan Wolf skips leg day like Kaido, and Enraged Garp totally would have obliterated Akainu. Akainu should write a thank you letter for Sengoku. The real question is, how strong is Sengoku to be able to hold down Garp? Yeah, Sengoku is strong too, because Garp was all like, yeah, you better hold me down like that, otherwise I'm going to kill that man. So if Sengoku, I mean, I wouldn't put him on the same strength level as Garp, but he's still physically strong enough to at least restrain him. Exactly, Sakazuki should be kissing Sengoku's backside instead of disrespecting him. He saved you from getting murked by Garp. And yes, Sengoku is definitely on that same plateau. Yeah, he is on that same plateau. Both of these dudes can use conquerors? Both of them? Both of them? Now we got 2 Navy officers who can use conquerors. And they're ridiculously strong. One is basically a Buddha that can send out shockwaves, and another is just the strongest person who can send out shockwaves with conquerors. There's no function installed, so Garp must have thrown or punched the ship flying. Can't wait for your Foxy voice. Imagine if he connects with someone. What was that? Shiryu and Vasco shot is ready to get smoked? That's exactly what's going to happen. Can't wait for the God Valley flashback. We got to have that one day. We have to. We heard stories, but we got to see Garp at his strength. Also, let me come back over here to Garp. As a Vice Admiral, Garp is fully capable of using Haki, one of the few people in the world who can use all 3 types. That is so scary. Everything we've seen of Garp, and he was never even trying, because there's no one to make him try. And now we get revealed that he could use conquerors all this time, but he chooses not to, because there's no one that challenges him. I don't think he used Galaxy Impact to take out a bunch of pirates. He did it to make a statement. Garp, the Fist, is here. And if you cannot contend with this Galaxy Impact, you might as well surrender right now. I think he did that as an opening statement. That's ridiculous. Aside from his incredible mastery over armament Haki, Garp is also knowledgeable about Conqueror's Haki. As a user of it, Garp commented that Luffy was born with it when he subconsciously released it. He is also a capable teacher, as he taught both Koby and Helmeppo. So he possesses Conqueror's Haki, which is the rarest form of Haki for those who hold the qualities of a king. More than most, he has mastered it to the fullest. Wow. More than most, he has mastered it to the fullest, being able to perform feats beyond knocking out weaker-willed opponents. He is also one of a few select people powerful enough to infuse his Conqueror's Haki with something, as seen during the raid on Pirate Island by thin streams of black lightning emanating from his fist. That's ridiculous. And then it cuts into his description of how he uses armament Haki. Furthermore, Garp also can utilize the advanced application of emitting armament Haki out from his hands, allowing him to attack opponents without making physical contact. That is so scary. That is so scary how he just rolled up. This man just rolled up and bodied a whole city. I'm done. Can't wait for the God Valley. Everyone's saying that Garp is going to die. I don't see it unless Blackbeard does it to himself. Can't wait to see Koby take on Garp's will by performing his own Galaxy Impact, but I'm even more interested in seeing Dragon perform the full-power Dragon Claw we saw Sabo do in Dressrosa. Ryo no Ibuki! That would be interesting. There's also a Shonen Jump break between chapters 1080 and 1082. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me informed about that. Let's see. This explains why Kaido didn't mention him as one of the people who gave him a challenge. Garp might have hit him so hard at God Valley incident that he had temporary amnesia. What do you think about the sword members and who is the best girl out of them? I like Hibari and Kujaku. Not the Kujaku side because of the whip thing, because, let's be honest here. I'm not getting dominated by anybody. I'm not into that. I'm not being dominated. But Hibari, she's nice and wholesome. I like her. I like Hibari. I mean, Garp could only die for the sake of plot, but only if Blackbeard plays dirty or all of them jumping on him. And no way he's defeating Garp one-on-one. No, he's not. This isn't going to be a situation where Rayleigh says, I'm not strong enough to take on I'm not strong enough to take on Blackbeard. Garp is the one who says, like, I'm 80 years old, but I can still take your behind out. So half the Blackbeard pirates fighting Law, the other half on Hachinosu. That leaves Katarina Devon, Lafitte, and Kuzan. They must be going to Egghead. Kuzan and Kizaru going to meet again. Wow. That'd be interesting. Look at the shockwave circle. It will spread even more, destroying even more area than shown in the panel. Oh, I see it. I see it. We just see the point of impact. There's still the shockwave from point of impact. You ever see a nuclear explosion? And you see the explosion happen from the point of impact, but the shockwave from the force of the blow, that is the one thing that still carries on. That is the one thing that still carries on. And when it comes to people using armament hockey and the like, from the point of impact, those shockwaves tend to travel a far way. And not only that, but use of conquerors and advanced armament hockey as well. A good example would be Roger versus Whitebeard. When they clash with each other, the force of the blow was enough to be felt throughout the entire city and even caused the Moby Dick itself to upheaval into the water and cause the ocean waves to just wash away because of the force of the impact. This is just Garp punching into the ground. The shockwave just shows things happening, but we don't see the aftermath of when all the dust settles and the shockwave stops. We just see the shockwave emit from the point of impact. Don't underestimate Teach. Oh, I know. We all know not to underestimate Teach. So no Ivy or that one girl from Kill la Kill. Not X-Def, not her. Definitely not her. I don't care if she is hot. That's a definite no. Nobody's underestimating Teach, but he needs a push. He's not there yet, but he definitely will be. I mean, Blackbeard is very tactical with how he does things. He doesn't need to do a whole bunch of things for shock value for his presence to be felt. Just talking about Blackbeard just makes you worry about what he's doing, because you never know. This dude is so meticulous with his planning that he was willing to spend a vast majority of his life on Whitebeard's ship just to get his hands on the Yami Yami no Mi. And once he got it in sight, he betrayed them all, killed Thatch, and ran off with it. This dude played the long con. This dude, trust me, no one's underestimating Teach. If anything, Teach just has a habit of becoming too arrogant and not paying attention half the time. He tends to go back and forth. Sometimes he's lackadaisical and he doesn't pay attention. Other times he's so meticulous that he's prepared. So he tends to go back and forth sometimes. You would think if Teach was scared to fight Rayleigh, what makes him think that he could take on Garp? Make it make sense. Sometimes he's tactical and sometimes just stupid, like with Magellan. Kinda, yeah. But it's already approaching an hour, and I still got My Hero Academia to go through, and my family just brought food here. So give me a little bit after I'm done here to eat my food. Then we'll continue with My Hero Academia, and then Jujutsu Kaisen afterwards. This is a monumental chapter, and Grant, once again, I agree with you, Shanks and Garp are doing things. That's how you know we are entering the endgame. Remember where it used to be where we wouldn't see Garp for a very long time, and he wouldn't be doing anything? Shanks wouldn't be doing anything at all? Now we got two back-to-back chapters, where these two individuals who we rarely see doing anything in a story at all that much, do something massive in both chapters. It's amazing. But overall, this was just as good of a chapter as we got last week. This was amazing. This was great. I enjoyed it, and I hope you all did as well. This is where I'm going to call this reaction for. This is where I'm going to call it for today for this reaction for One Piece, because I got to eat, and then we'll pick up again with My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen after I'm done eating, and then I'll call it a session, and then I'll just relax the rest of the day, because the food will be in me. But to everyone here, It is an immense honor and privilege to be your entertainer. Whether you're here for the first time, or if you've been here for a hot minute, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for stopping by. To all my members, moderators, subscribers, and people who haven't subscribed yet or are just checking me out, I appreciate you. I really do. You being here is more than enough for me. But to everyone, all I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. Interesting sword is a public knowledge. We thought it was undercover. No, apparently not. They're just out there in the open. They're commandos.